In a small English town, hidden behind dense forests, stood an old school. Built in the early 19th century, it had long since fallen into disuse, but its grim appearance and dilapidated state had made it the subject of numerous local legends. Residents recalled that in earlier times, strange and unexplained events had occurred within its walls. The school was surrounded by a high fence and a dense forest that seemed alive, as if it concealed something sinister. For decades, tales of eerie sounds and visions from within the building had been passed from mouth to mouth, but no one dared to investigate these rumors. One winter's day, a group of students from a neighboring town decided to spend the night in the old school to debunk the myths about its curse. The group, Alex, Jenny, and Mark, were not only curious but eager for adventure. They brought cameras, flashlights, and thermoses of hot drinks, preparing for the night's challenges. When they arrived at the school, night had already settled over the area. The icy wind howled through the trees, and an ominous silence enveloped the building. Alex opened the door, which creaked and groaned as if protesting being disturbed. Inside, they found dusty classrooms with cracked desks and broken windows. It seemed as though time had stopped in this place. Soon, the group discovered an old classroom where, according to legend, the strangest occurrences took place. They set up their cameras and began to explore the room. At first, everything seemed fine. They laughed and joked to dispel their fear. But it wasn't long before strange things started happening. The flashlights began to flicker, and the group heard odd noises, as if someone was scratching at the walls. Their cameras started capturing inexplicable phenomena, figures in dark corners and strange movements that were invisible in reality. Jenny noticed that one of the video recordings showed a shadow in the reflection, even though no one was in the room. As they began to panic, the classroom door suddenly slammed shut. They tried to open it, but it wouldn't budge, as if it was locked from the inside. While Alex and Mark searched for another way out, Jenny felt an invisible presence watching her. Her fear intensified when she saw a figure in an old school uniform slowly approaching her. Desperate to escape, the group tried to find a way out, but the room turned into a labyrinth. The walls began to close in, and the noises grew louder and more sinister. After several hours of struggle, they managed to escape the school. Sweating and exhausted, they vowed never to return to that dreadful place. The next morning, as they reviewed the footage from their cameras, they saw something horrifying. The camera had captured a shadow that was clearly not their own, moving around the classroom, its eyes watching their every move. Although they could not explain what had happened, all three were certain that something supernatural existed within the old school. Since then, the building has remained abandoned, and locals continue to tell their creepy stories about what happens within its walls, keeping the mystery that no one dares to unravel.